Hello, my dear students. Now, surface area and volume, this will be dealing with in this particular video. Surface area and volume is a mathematics chapter in class 10 in CBSE as well as in ICSE and in other boards as well. It carries a lot of weightage as far as maths board exam is concerned. And you know what? The smart students in the class, they know that this chapter is nothing more than applying the correct formula to find the area or volume of the shape given in the question. Now there are various kinds of shapes like cube, cuboid, sphere, square, and cylinder and stuff. Okay, so if you try to remember just mugging up the formula, then it is not going to help you. If you may jumble up, you may forget them altogether. Mugging them up may cause you to forget them at the time of answering questions. And because you're under pressure, when you appear for an exam, you need to remember a lot of things, and you may even the confident students, they may goof up, and they may stumble and make mistakes. So what is the best way to remember this formula? Is not to learn them by heart, but understand how the formula is formed. There's a way how the formula is formed. If you remember, if you understand that and try to keep that in mind, then nothing can go wrong with you. So if you forget the formula, and even if you're doubtful regarding its correctness, you can always cross check and verify. So let me explain how you should go about learning up all these. Now first we come to cuboid and cube. And even before moving on to the shapes, you need to know the meaning of surface area and volume. Surface area actually means the area that is occupied by any particular object. When we are dealing especially with 3D objects, there are lateral surface area, there is something called lateral surface area, there is something called total surface area. And lateral means what? Lateral surface area means area of the sides of that figure. Lateral surface area, only the sides. And total surface area means the altogether the area, even the parts which are left out, you will have to consider them as well. That's the total surface area. So I'll explain these along with the shapes, then that will become more clear to you. And what's the meaning of volume? Volume is the total capacity or the total space occupied by any object is called its volume. Okay, so let's first come to cuboid and cube. What are the formula? I'll discuss them with you. Cuboid and cube. Now, cuboid is, what kind of a shape is cuboid? They are related to each other. Cuboid and cube are similar. Cube is a cuboid only in which all the sides are of the same length. So if you know the formula of cuboid, that formula itself, using that formula itself, you can get the formula for cube as well. Okay. Now we know that the area of a rectangle is, now first area of a rectangle is suppose x, and the breadth is, formula of the area of a rectangle is what? Length into breadth, L into breadth. So if we have a cuboid like this, each of its faces are made up of some rectangles. As you can see, each of the faces are made up of some rectangles. So when you open up this cuboid, you will get various sizes of rectangles. You will get rectangles of various different sizes. Now if this is the length, this is the breadth, and this is the height. Okay. So total surface area will be what? Total surface area will be L into B, area of this, plus similar type of face is there on the top as well. These two rectangles are of the same area, so we write 2LB. Then area of this face, this rectangle, this is also rectangle, area of this is BH. There is a similar rectangle on its opposite side, if this and this, so 2BH. Now what is left? This, the front side of the box, so that's L into H, and the side opposite to that, that's also similar in area, so 2LH. So this is the total surface area. When we leave out the top and the bottom of the object, then that's called lateral surface area. So lateral surface area, top and bottom you have to leave out. That means this term you have to leave out, these two you have to take. So what do we get? 2H comes out common, B plus L. As simple as that. You don't need to sit and mug up. If you understand, you can do it simply by applying concepts. So that's the formula for the area, total surface area and lateral surface area of a cuboid. What's the formula for volume of a cuboid? It's L into B into H, LBH. Okay. Now cube we know is a special kind of cuboid only, in which all the sides are of the same length. That is the only difference. So in place of L, B and H, we are going to write A. All the sides are of the length A. So in the formula of rectangle, or sorry, of cuboid, we simply have to replace L, B and H by A, by A's. So the total surface area of a cube will be how much then? Total surface area if you have to find 2a square plus 2a square plus 2a square, which is equal to 6a square. You can simply understand this way. Area of one face of the square is a square, and there are 6 such faces, so 6a square. So try to understand and the logic behind everything. Lateral surface area, we leave the top and the bottom, so only 4 squares we get, so the formula for that will be 4a square. Then we have, what's the formula for volume of a cube? Volume of a cube's formula is, in place of L, B and H, we have to write A's, so we get A cube. That's it. So as simple as that. Next we come to cylinder. Here also we are going to apply logic and learn. A cylinder has 2 circular faces. These 2 faces are circular faces, and if the radius of this is r, then the area of these 2 circular faces will be pi r square. Okay, and the circumference of this, of the 2 circles that are there, circumference of that will be 2 pi r, right? Now the surface area of cylinder is what? We need to find out the surface area of cylinder. 2 pi r is the circumference. Circumference, if you multiply with the height, h is the height of the cylinder, r is the radius of the cylinder, and h is the height of the cylinder. H is the height of the cylinder. So if 2 pi r circumference we multiply with h, we get the lateral surface area. This surface area will be the lateral surface area, only of the curved part of the cylinder. So 2 pi r into h, that's a formula for lateral surface area. But if we want to figure out the total surface area, you have to add up the areas of these 2 circles also, which are there at the top and the bottom. So 2 pi r h, lateral surface area, plus 2 pi r square. So we take this common, 2 pi r comes out common, we get h plus r. That's the formula for total surface area. And for volume, what do we do? The area of the base, pi r square, that we multiply with height. This area gets multiplied with height. So pi r square h is the formula for volume of a cylinder. So is it clear? We are dealing only with right circular cylinders here. Next we come to the shape cone. You need to know the formula for lateral surface area of cone also, and the total surface area and the volume. 3 things are there for all these 3D shapes. Before that, this is the height of the cone, this is the radius of the cone, and this is the slant height of the cone. So the lateral surface area of a cone is given by pi r l. Only the curved part. We don't need to find out the area of the base of the cone. But if we consider the area of the base of the cone, then the formula becomes pi r l plus pi r square. So pi r comes out common, and l plus r we get. That's the formula for total surface area of a cone. Next, volume of a cone is 1/3 of the volume of a cylinder. So 1/3 pi r square h. And I will be making a separate video where I will be discussing the frustum of the cone, the volume and the surface area of all that, because that's an important part of class 10 C.B.S board examination. That's why. But before that, I want to discuss sphere. Sphere and hemisphere. Sphere is a figure like this. You know that what a sphere is. And hemisphere is half of the sphere. Hemisphere is half of the sphere. So, simple way to remember the surface area and volume of a sphere is to remember the sentence. The surface area of a sphere is 4 times the area of a circle. The surface area of a sphere is 4 times the area of a circle. Now area of a circle is pi r square, so surface area of a sphere will be 4 pi r square. Just remember this concept. Surface area of a sphere is 4 times the area of a circle. Okay, and volume is 4 times volume of a cone having h is equal to r. Remember it this way. Volume is 4 into volume of a cone having h is equal to r. So 4 times into 1 by 3 pi r square h, like I have told you before, but height is also equal to r, h is equal to r, having h is equal to r, so we get r cube. So we get this as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Remember this, then it will be easier for you to remember the formula. Next, for hemisphere, we come to hemisphere now. Hemisphere means half of the sphere. So surface area will be half of the surface area of the sphere. So it will be simply 2 pi r square, half of the surface area of a sphere. Total surface area, if you have to find, 2 pi r square plus the area of the circle which is there at the bottom. That also we need to consider. So we get that as 3 pi r square. And if we need to find the volume of a hemisphere will be half of the volume of the sphere. Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So half of that, half of 4 by 3 pi r cube, which gives you 2 by 3 pi r cube. So this is how we remember the formula. And frustum, I'll be making a separate video on that, because things are a little, you need to do a little more working on that. So I'll be making a separate video. Till then, if you remember this formula, and if you are given questions on combination of solids, you need to visualize the question. You need to visualize. You can either draw the picture on the book, draw the picture, understand how you are supposed to solve, and try to visualize. And then once you understand what shapes are there in that figure, then by applying the right formula, you'll be able to do the questions easily. Okay, see you in the next video then.